I'm making this video to voice my opinion on horse slaughter and to bring to light the myths that many people believe to be true. My name is Rachel DiStefano. I'm 17 and my mom has Amaryllis Farm Equine Rescue and Sanctuary. I believe horse slaughter is an American disgrace for multiple reasons. The most obvious reason is that as humans we are morally obligated to not harm another being, which of course should be enough to stop slaughter, but we humans, unlike animals, have the choice to choose between what is right and what is wrong. Horses have helped mankind throughout history, such as hunt, win wars, travel, plow fields, and even become national inspirers. Famous racehorse Seabiscuit gave the Americans who had lost their houses, their lives, and their families during the Great Depression hope. They thought, if the little horse could do it, so can we. Our first president, George Washington, had two most favorite war horses. One was named Old Nelson and the other was named Blueskin. To thank the two stallions for their service, Washington retired them on his farm. They were both around 22 years old. The famous Comanche was, as they say, the only living representative of the bloody tragedy of Little Bighorn, June 25, 1876. I'm sure you also all know of Trigger, Mr. Ed, Silver, and Scout, all famous old TV stars that many adults today grew up with as kids. Besides horses being our icons, our heroes, and our best friends, I will go back to some of the facts. Horses have not been slaughtered in the U.S. since we got all the houses here all shut down. However, unexpectedly, the borders did not shut down. Now, instead, the American horses are being shipped to Canada and Mexico to be slaughtered. The meat is shipped across seas for the rich Europeans to dine on. The transportation to the slaughterhouse is horrendous. The horses are frightened out of their minds as they are crammed into a double-decker trailer with no food, water, or room to move. Horses are trampling each other and are slipping on their own manure. Days of traveling later, the horses are chased out of the trailer and must wait sometimes days in holding pens, what's left of them, for them to be brought in loads to the slaughterhouses. By the time they actually get to slaughter, if they are alive, they usually have acquired wounds, broken bones, or maybe even a leg half severed off. The horses are then electric cattle prodded one by one through the chutes and into the slaughterhouse chamber. In Canada, the methods of slaughtering horses are shot with a gun that shoots a nail into the horse's skull, stunning them, which they must do because the horses are screaming and thrashing for their lives. The gun is really meant for cows, but it gets the horses still enough to hoist them up by their hind legs and slit their throats, usually while alive. However, Canada is still a better death in my opinion compared to Mexico. Mexico's way of killing horses is taking what looks like an ice pick and stabbing the horse several times in the spine, paralyzing the horse enough to hoist them up and slit their throats, again usually alive. No, they do not wait for the horses to bleed out and die. Slaughter is not kind. A few of the myths about horse slaughter are that only the old, sickly, or injured horses go to slaughter. That is not true. Why would they want to slaughter a horse with no meat on it? They want the fat, healthy, young meat. If you are not seeing these fat, meaty horses standing with kill buyers, figure that those horses already went directly to slaughter. Another myth is that pregnant horses and foals are not slaughtered. Not true. If the horse is pregnant, the fetus is just cut out and thrown to the side. Many live foals are sent directly to Japan to stand outside restaurants like lobsters. You can pick your own foal for dinner if you want. A favorite myth of mine is that if you want a lot of ribbons or made a lot of money on the racetrack means you will not go to slaughter. Not true. Explaining this is sort of difficult because we have made the horse world such a complex place, unlike dogs and cats. Did you know horses live easily into their 30s? Think of how many owners a horse can have in their lifetime. Now think about how a horse changes careers. You can be a racehorse who won 305K on the racetrack like Chase here, bought off a slaughter truck, and become a show jumper. Or you can be a horse like Mayer, who was a 3-6 equitation champion, but then becoming unable to continue competing at that level, so then now became a lesson horse. Or you could change owners many times, such as Lily, who was a racehorse, then a broodmare, then someone's personal riding horse, and switching hands several times to different people, and at one point even starved. And she was only 15 years old when she came in. She may live to 30. Horses are always switching hands, which I'm sure the kill buyers are very grateful of that. Kill buyers are people who buy, steal, and grab their hands on horses and sell them to slaughter trucks. Look at your horse dealers a little closer. Kill buyers will even run ads in the paper saying they're buying horses and getting them good homes. So say this backyard pet horse's owner hands the horse to the unknown kill buyer and walks away with a few $100s, feeling good she got her horse a good home. The kill buyers will also scan Craigslist for free horses, of course along with buying horses at the auctions. The point I'm trying to make here is that you can be a show horse, to a lesson horse, to a children's horse, to a therapeutic horse, and still just end up at slaughter just as quick. My final myth is that there is an overpopulation of horses, therefore slaughter is necessary. Obviously not, if it's the breeders who make up the majority of the pro-slaughter side, and still the kill buyers have to go out and steal horses out of backyards for slaughter. If it's really that difficult, then where's the overpopulation? I also wanted to mention, besides all this, I'm sorry, but do the Europeans know what they're eating in their precious equine dinner? How many products have I looked at for horses that say don't use on horses intended for human consumption? Look at all the drugs and medicine we feed our horses. Phenylbutazone, also known as bute, is a very common anti-inflammatory paste we feed our horses in every type of discipline. It's non-carcinogenic. Yes, it's proven that it remains in the meat. You can't feed people that. Besides knowingly eating horse meat, which Americans don't, then there's those recent articles on them finding horse meat mixed with cow meat in restaurants throughout the UK, Burger King being one of them. Now they have to take the meat off the shelves and throw it out. I wonder what's in our Burger Kings. But really, what's the point of horse slaughter? Anyway, these are some of my reasons why I don't believe horses should be slaughtered. I will now show you several horses that were saved from slaughter by Amaryllis Farm Equine Rescue and Sanctuary.